Hi, and welcome back to Crypt Monkey Paints while we world build. And I with because I'm knocking this cord around. But tonight we are gonna world build while I finish painting this itty bitty little dwarf. Because he needs to be finished so that he can go on his dragon.
Uh,
He's a rider.
And I misunderstood. I thought you had more painting on the dragon, so I'm telling everybody that's the dwarf dragon getting painted.
Well, it's the dwarf for the
For the
dragon
dragon.
getting painted. Just miss a little bit, but it's okay. So yeah, I've already painted I've already painted the dragon itself. Um, which is amazing, and I love him, and he was such a cute little model. And I say little because of the fact that it's a dwarf dragon. So he's got a little saddle, and the only thing is I don't have his base printed out yet. It's printing at the moment, so I misjudged when it was going to finish. So I'll have to paint the base yet. I thought I could makeshift another base to work for it, but it's too far off. So, but he is Gatling gun ready and raring to go. I've got him all done. The only issue is whenever I put the wings on, there's a little bit of gapping, which was so little that I just used my super glue to kind of fill the gaps. So I'll just do little touch-up paint right in there for him, and he is spiky as hell. And he is ready to go with his, like I said, he's got his saddle, and this guy is got even his little hi shine bright, even his little flappy piece of fabric that goes down in front is off to the side so that it can sit right there. But he is all kind of geared out as well. So
Let's see if I can.
yes, we are going to get focus done real quick.
I was behind if you know.
Yes, just a little bit, but it's okay, my baby. Excuse me. This is pretty much where I'm going to paint. This is how we test and get focus done, is I hold a brush, and that's where he knows to focus.
Good.
Yep, that looks good. So he's got his little sword, and like I said, that's his little cloth right there. He's got a little leather pouch and his braided beard. Oh, I need red. He is definitely going to be a redhead. Need to get the red out. That's definitely happening for his face. Oh, might not work, but we're gonna try it. I lost my train of thought because I distracted myself. Oh, but yeah, I mean, he's got like a big old gun up here. He's got a gun for a hand, like his hand is in there. And then he's got his axe, and he's also kind of got a jetpack thing happening back here. So it's a lot of metallics, because even his head is covered by the helm, and you can't. That's an eye in there, and then the other eye is covered by like a monocle sort of thing. The other eye. He's making me repeat myself. I am so glad you could make it too. It's been a while since you've been. Oh, that's right. You were switching. I know. I'm gonna start over because I'm supposed to read the comment first. I'm gonna do better. Hey, Shine Bright says, "Hey, I'm so glad I could make it today. Finally, it's been a while since I've been training for my new job that started last week. I've been super busy. I know, and I'm really, really glad you were able to come back. And I hope the training is going well, and I hope you're enjoying your new job." And I'm gonna take a drink real quick. Oh, and our windows are open, so you may hear random children playing in the street. Because it's really nice outside. So there are 3 kids on a bike, 1 on a scooter, 1 on what looks like roller skates, maybe. Not sure, because that one went by really quickly.
That wasn't Sunburn though.
No, it was not Sunburn on roller skates. So Shine Bright says, "And I'm painting the set of wood elves while I'm watching. Yay! I can't wait to see them." But I am going to go ahead and get started painting because he's not really big. But there's a lot of little tiny baby details, which are going to take a while. So I am pretty much working with my army. I'm struggling with this chord. It's either too high or too low. Try that one. I'm pretty much going to be working on all of my Warhammer Army Painter War Paint, my metallic set from them. So this is one of my favorite, is the rough iron. Then I've got plate metal. I've got gunmetal, which is, I prefer the gunmetal over the plate metal. It's so freaking close, it's ridiculous, but it's what I prefer. I've got my bright gold out. I've got my shining silver. Got my evil chrome. And my true copper. Then I am struggling to hold paints right now. Got my fire lizard. Red. And a layer by Citadel. Band blade brown. So we may not use all of these, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm probably gonna pull from quite a bit of those. Oh, and then I also got out my speed paint for the orange. So I'm gonna try this one. Going well so far, definitely less stress than my last job. I am really glad to hear that, because stress sucks. I'm gonna start with the fire orange on his braided beard and his mustache. I don't know that it's going to work because I don't have a base coat. Let's just do that. I'll just put base coat of white down real quick. Silly to, like, I'm not sure if it's going to work because I don't have it painted white. Paint it white, stupid. So last night we painted the Spinosaurus from Lord of the Print. And as I was finishing up, Regina popped in and was like, suggested that I painted or put seaweed on the base. So I did do that just like 5 minutes ago. You can still see the color on my fingers from adding the seaweed. But, okay, you're going for a ride now. Now I have seaweed all over the base. Scraped around all over the place. So I think, oh, my nose. I'm gonna sneeze. I think it really did. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like a tickle. Oh, that was really, really bad. So I think that
because I got grass today, right?
Yeah, it's good. So I think it looks really, really good, and it was really, really funny, simple to do. So, party streamers. Hi, Gareth.
Hello, Gareth.
I literally tore up this into shreds and then put a little bit of this on it to make it a darker green, and then just layered it across, laid it wherever I liked it, and then I literally put super glue to hold it down. What was it? Instant seaweed. My nose is still tickling me. Thank you, gamers. You're just applauding because you know it's yours.
Yep.
So, make sure I've got him in where I said I was going to have him so that he's in focus.
It is cooling off in here.
It is cooling off in here, yes.
Not gonna lie. Oh, hello, Ghosty.
Hi, Ghosty.
Hit the right timing there. We kind of almost didn't stream tonight. Our AC is out, so luckily it's kind of cooler right now. But it got pretty warm here in my office today.
Yeah, this is one of the hottest rooms in the house. It was built to be a sunroom, but we use it as his office. So it's surrounded by big windows behind me. So those windows we've got stop. We've got the block out curtains, but it's still they're old windows too. So this room gets really really hot.
Yeah, it's like a vaulted ceiling in here with not
Not a good
probably
enough.
great insulation.
Yeah.
Garrus says, hope you liked what I had to say in Discord about the speed paints.
Yes, thank you.
And I've been there before. Yeah, so have we. Just a couple of years, same exact thing happened.
Yeah, I was not very happy, honestly, because like legitimately we replaced the part that broke. We replaced it about a year and a half ago. I don't feel like that should have broken already again.
Shine Bright says, come to Minnesota. We had some little flurries yesterday with a high of 28. Gotta love spring. No. That'd be fine if it never got worse than your spring.
I love it. I love that stuff. So he's not so much of a fan.
And then, well, because the winter rolls around, and I'm like, Ghosty says, yeah, that was really good. Definitely helpful stuff to read. Yeah.
Stuck to the thickies.
I don't even know anything about any of this, but I was reading.
No, it was really good.
Bear says it shouldn't have broken maybe your wiring. No, specifically, the exact same thing happened 2020. And the reason we know as laymen's is because a fan blade, like split, like threaded off.
Yeah, it like just
and it doesn't tear the inside up or anything.
It's just
coolant lines are all okay.
And there's no stick or anything inside that would have got it caught and ripped or anything like that. And there's no tree directly over the damn thing in the first place.
No trees on that side of the house. I have no idea what caused it to happen.
Yeah, not so happy with it.
This says, man, I'm jealous. I'd love 28 in spring. Yeah, I don't mind it at night when it's like that. Once in a while. Well, we had did we have snow at the beginning of this spring? I
don't remember.
It's not something we commonly get in that time of year. But this is definitely this year, and I don't know, a couple of years ago, the winter just did not want to let go.
Yeah.
But it's definitely warming up now. I think what I say, Saturday it's going to be in the 70s again.
I believe so. And I slept wrong last night. Oh, damn it. So like I can go about like that far over. So I can pick my head up, but I'm having kind of a lot of difficulty being in a comfortable position at the moment. So that's also fun.
YouTube, which will probably make you repeat. You did ahead of time.
Now the kids are all like I said that I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but they're outside playing. We live in a pretty nice quiet neighborhood our front street, because we're right on the corner, our front street is really really skinny, but the street on this side is really wide, like way more than it needs to be. So this is kind of the street that all the kids play on, which is nice. Well, I mean, it's cute and everything. It was great when our kids were little because everybody was right here by our house, so I could see the kids all the time. Plate metal. I think that's what color most of his armor is going to be. Yeah, anyway. I don't have a whole lot more to say. No, don't do that.
Too late. Already done. Had to do it. showing my notes on world building screen again. So that's why I was double screening you a little while ago.
Gotcha. Well, Ghosty says, at least your seasons kind of make sense. I'm in Virginia and it's like winter, spring, spring, freaking winter, summer.
Wow, if half of the year is spring, though, that I would consider like, I don't know, half the year's winter, though. Eesh. I mean, I could deal with a place that was always like spring or fall. I'd be pretty happy then. Spring and fall, spring and fall.
So I don't know where you're at right now.
Me?
Yep.
I am just dropping notes in here if anybody's interested in Dragon Trapper's Lodge about my mini factory address. Right there. Oh, and also resale.
These two are what's holding on his finger, or his, it's what's holding his feet on, and they're right on the edge. They keep grabbing me. What? I'm gonna take the clippers out, clip it off, because it's driving me crazy already. Hating for 5 minutes. It's pissing me off. Oh, sorry.
That came on quick.
Oh my god.
Because she says it's a real gamble. Some days I'm in shorts and another I'm in a whole coat. Yeah. It's so weird. I like winter clothes too, but I hate the fact that cold when I wear.
I'm pretty much always in a hoodie. This piece off, like stuck to my finger. Okay, there we go. Anyway. So, what I was going to say, Tyler, is, do you want to talk about what we were going to talk about before we start going into world building, or do you want to go into world building and talk about that later?
That's a good question. I hadn't thought about that. We can talk about it now, I guess, briefly. Because we don't have a lot to say on it quite yet. This is we're letting you guys know at the edge here. Yes. Shane Bright says, I love Virginia though. The Newport News Hampton area is one of my faves to visit. I especially like flying into Baltimore and driving the coast. It's a great drive. Gareth says, talk about it now. So vague. I don't want to talk about it anymore. That scared me. No, I'll talk about it now. I mean, it's big news for us, and hopefully everybody that's been enjoying getting involved in the plane will be happy we're going to make this step. So what we're going to do
first is, you want to talk about it right now? Because we could wait.
I don't want to get threatened by Gareth. But
if we piss Gareth off enough, maybe he'll come visit to beat you up. And me and Gareth could sit and paint together.
I've had my ass beat before. You're right. I can take it. No, so we're ready to start ramping up a little bit on the plane and God
damn it. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I think I just pulled a muscle in my stomach on that one. Ghosty says it is beautiful place. Spring is really pretty time. Old Town Fredericksburg is great. The weather's just pain. And then he yelled, share now. And Gareth gives us red angry faces. So we kind of briefly mentioned, I think a few weeks ago, that I need to start scheduling more time to actually start developing all the notes that we've been working on and stuff, right?
And writing.
And get more writing time, schedule writing time. And that might have been just two of us. I don't know. in any case, those things are true. So we're going to go ahead and devote more time to the plane, and in an effort to try and boost that a little bit more, we're going to work on a Patreon for the plane, specifically for the plane. So we've already started narrowing down. As of last night, we had a meeting after streaming.
Oh, I know.
And started narrowing down what rewards look like. Basically, we have a list of things, and not, the next step is going to be got to figure out define which of those things we're actually going to use. The way that's going to look, for those of you that want to keep crowd forging, but you don't want to mess with the Patreon, is, as we've said all along, crowd forgers are going to get some things early, and then we're going to split that out a little bit so that patrons can get some things early too. And at least for the time being, those things are separate as well, as our plan. So we have crowd forgers like you guys, and patrons are patrons. Not that patrons can't be crowd forged versa, just, we're sort of separating groups of people for the moment. So yeah, we're kind of in the early stages, but we're going to start writing the content to get started with that. Define specifically what the rules are. I say Patreon. We're going to do basically a mirror of our Patreon that we set up for that. We're going to have subscription model that's the same rewards. That way you can just choose. I want to go to Ko-fi or I want to go to Patreon. We're going to have them mirrored between the two. But yeah, hopefully that's something that'll help push us along, get the stuff created faster, support any development costs that come up down the road, especially when it gets to the game part of it, the RPG part.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to separate those funds so that they do directly support whatever we're putting into this project. So it's big news for us. Hopefully you guys think it's exciting, because I have to put time to it. That's really what we're doing there. By doing that is in order to provide that content. That means a lot of this stuff needs to get done.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the exciting announcement,
which we're excited about because it's a lot of work and it's going to be up soon. And
yeah, I think our goal is, I say what our goal is.
Yeah, you can, because I want to hold you to that goal. Yes,
our goal is May 1st that it'll be open. So over the next couple of days, get defined. It's going to be real simple. At least at first, we're just going to have like the one tier to get early access to things. But also I just not to put too fine a point on it. Crowd forgers will get separate early access items or content rather, and Patreon will get other stuff. And then hopefully we have enough going on that we're holding stuff back from both of you, so that when things get released, that there's still plenty of new and interesting both insider groups to enjoy.
Yeah.
Gareth says, getting good, sweet. I need to update my Patreon and have better rewards for streaming support. I did not even... You want to go ahead and share your Patreon link, Gareth? I honestly, Dawn may have known, but I didn't even realize that you had one.
Yep.
Ghosty, oh, that sounds really interesting. Shinebright says, awesome. Gareth says, that's really cool. I'll be able to support after I move. Ghosty says, so what kind of early access things are there in the future? What new releases? The early access is going to be, if you can kind of separate this out, we'll be developing this giant list of things before we're actually writing content, writing the stories, for instance, right? But we're developing, this is what an arrow blink is, this is what the giant turtle is, this is cities, that sort of stuff, right? So we'll take some of those things will just be public on the cryptmonkey.net site where anybody can come and look at them. Some things won't get there until you guys have gotten a chance to kind of look at them and enjoy them, and maybe even throw another 2 cents at them or something like that to tweak us on development. And then another part of that will be patrons will get to see some of that development stuff early. And then I hate to. You want me to go ahead and say? All right, so like on the crowd forgers would get maybe. None of this is defined yet. I'm looking way down the road, but maybe crowd forgers would get like 1 or 2 of the short stories. You just get them, right? And then patrons would get digital copies of the short story book. But hopefully all of that would also help us to be able to prints to bring with us to cons or to sell online and stuff like that.
One of the other things that that we're hoping the Patreon will help push forward is being able to get a tablet for me to be able to draw digitally again rather than physically, just on paper. So that's another thing that will be on the Patreon, will be concept art for the creatures and locations and things like that will also be on there.
And I mean, a lot of this stuff I think it's sort of the same kinds of things, but one group gets this stuff and another group gets this stuff, and
shit, see what I'm saying? Like,
and then later down the road, other people have to pay us for the whole thing in print, that sort of thing. So yeah, the idea is just to kind of to honor each one of these groups with early access to different things. And the reason we want to do different things is if you end up being both, get even more, right? Garrett's trying to find his link.
And even having, God damn it, early access just means, that is early. So even if you can't support, you can still, don't feel like we're pressuring anything like that. We're just here begging for money. That's it.
Gareth, I'm sorry, not Gareth. Ghosty says, so out of curiosity, what is the future of this whole thing? Do you plan on moving physical, like with minis, or drawing that go with the universe? Drawing. I think, I guess, I think I could be wrong, but I believe Ghosty's asking if we're going to do physical products or just digital products. My answer would be both. Would be the hope. Definitely digital. And print on demand as well, probably with an Amazon service or something like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously other, when we get into the gaming stuff, hopefully we've got years of playing with the game, is what I hope.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not writing it, because that's another one of the goals, obviously, we've talked about before, is having other people author short stories, novels, and game modules, and those sorts of things. But definitely, I want to get to the physical stuff because we go to so many game cons. I would love to have the plane on our table.
Yeah.
And to be able to talk to people about how we did it.
And as far as the artwork goes too, I am limited to what I can draw.
That's the other reason we're going to need money.
Is to hire an artist to, to take the concept art that I've done and push it forward to where it needs to be.
Be able to put it in the gaming stuff, especially.
Yeah.
Put it in the tabletop gaming materials.
I mean, there are some pieces, like landscapes, I feel extremely comfortable doing. So my hope is that I'm going to get some landscapes done that are going to be super fun and super awesome and can even be translated into like desktop images and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not something that I can physically do right now because I had one drawing tablet and it's dead. I have replaced every piece on it that I could possibly replace, and it just doesn't work. So I can't actually draw digitally anymore. And that makes me sad.
Ghosty says, I've been dabbling with 3D designs for minis. This is most certainly not a set in stone thing, but if I could continue to work with this stuff, perhaps I and anyone else could help design physical minis for the creatures. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I worry about that all the time with this now, but also with the Dark After, which is another role-playing game we have. Being able to get to that point and navigating how that happens.
I mean,
to have something designed for your game, or if it's all third-party stuff, I don't even know. That's how far away from I am, but how excited I am about the prospect.
I'm definitely not comfortable with I'm very comfortable with sculpting. I'm not comfortable with digital sculpting yet. And that's another thing that I need my drawing tablet back for.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean like an iPad tablet. I mean like a pad that sits on the, my thing, and I have a pen that I draw with.
Cool.
But that's our big announcement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, so...
Oh, shit! Wow, it's really bad today.
Got me.
Really bad.
Gareth shared his Patreon link. Y'all that are interested to go have a look in the chat right there.
Oh, shit.
For any of you that are just watching, this is in the Twitch chat. If you're watching on YouTube or something like that, then you can check out Gareth's Patreon at patreon.com/Gareth Paints Minis. Here does have to go on my PC to find it. No, I hear you. So anyway, that was our big announcement. Obviously, there's not much to it right now, but it is another way for us to get the word out and hopefully get some support directly for the plane, but then also get people hopefully interested in crowd forging as well.
Right. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. But it's also a lot of fun to do it. So it's something that we want to push and keep going forward with.
Yep. And we're going to need the dough for anybody that's interested in self-publishing games and things like that. The single most, your time, I guess, if you added up your own time, if you're doing this yourself, that would maybe end up being most, but the truth is you don't pay yourself. The truth is the single most expensive component producing a game is the artwork.
Yeah.
You need to pay fair prices, and if you pay those fair prices, you can get better artwork, and that's expensive. That's very expensive. Role-playing game have tons of artwork. They can get very expensive.
Very quick.
So hopefully this will help with that. So enough business blah.
Yes. Let's make stuff.
Let's make stuff. So, from Ghosty's suggestion last night, we're going to talk about myths and legends and superstitions and like that across the plane again. We already have a section for this because we talked about it once before. I will briefly go over... Oh, you know what? I'm going to turn my... So that can explain to any new folks what our crowd forging is. Don't paint.
No, I just dropped my brush and I'm checking. I had just washed it, so I'm kind of like looking around to make sure that I hadn't like had some paint.
So what we've worked on so far is we've talked about so dire wolves are a thing game. I mean, they're certainly a real creature, but there's a myth that though the packs actually probably number around 7 to 12, but there's legends of 4 packs numbering up in the hundreds of dire wolves. Very big. Uh, have a myth about raindars. Some people, not farmers, because farmers are pretty savvy on this fact, wear a leather bag with a single Agdal berry inside hanging from their neck. Oh, I'm sorry, hanging from their neck. This bag with I think medicine bag, but like Agdal berry inside of it because that's gonna keep raindars from attacking them. Of course, it isn't true because the truth is it's the stalk of the plant what gives off the scent that raindars don't like, and you need a field of them. Just carrying around one big giant stalk for some weird thing on your back, it's not going to help you. Demons or phantoms, talked about that. Tradition, legends, that sort of thing. Cryptids, let's see. I know one that we talked about that we're actually have a story planned for. I don't know what that monster is called on. It's Marvin the Martian's monster or whatever, right? It's what physically what he resembles, which I didn't realize until I was describing him out loud.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember.
Big, no head, his eyes and everything are in his chest, and the big
What
crazy is like red, right? Big red monster.
Kind of like a reddish brown, yeah. More red than brown.
So we've got something like that. It's very, very tall, like tall or something like that. But in general, we're going to talk about we'll add cryptids, small forest areas. I'm trying to make sure if I've got any points out here. Farmers died in the forest, and
Oh, my ear.
Yeah. So basically, just using like the copses and things like that as a breeding ground for these sorts of legends, which makes sense. They're sort of little islands that pop up every once in a while. They're not everywhere. And this is where we got the this creature you can't see. Belief that there may be a creature just mimics, but can mimic a sound like friend maybe. And then we talked about murals being used, sort of storytell. And this fits in not just culturally, but it also fits in culturally specifically to this is how you might propagate these myths. You draw the big scary monster on. Hello, Creep Show.
Night.
Night, man. Thanks for hanging out. They propagate the big monster, and people are passing by a rock outcropping, and they don't know it's a warning for the area or something, right? And that there's different people doing this, different groups of people have farmers coming out or leaving the plains and leaving some drawings, but then also the nomads might use that. Be back later, guys. Got to tuck the girls in. We'll see you after a while, Gareth. And the nomads are also passing along stories, rock outcropping. Sometimes maybe they're just using a rock outcropping. Sometimes maybe it's a religious point, something like. Didn't miss. Oh, Ghosty says, I'm thinking some legends we could write based on the giant creature that makes the moans that nobody has seen. I would absolutely.
Yeah, because there's so many different ones we can make because
Got the moans. Where I gotta go to creatures. Oh yeah, because that's definitely one that we added recently. The phantom sound animal is how I have it listed so far. Just briefly go over this. So kind of massive animal somewhere in the plains, something absolutely massive that makes this sound that echoes across the plain and maybe sounds like a whale. But here's the thing, nobody knows what's actually making the sound. It's a giant sea beast or a large roar is heard across the plain. Burrowing creature, but it's here. I almost like the idea too that they see the creature all the time and that aware of it or something, some large wandering creature, but they don't know it's what's making that sound. Night, right?
yeah, that could be fun to play.
Oh, about the right. I think this would kind of go under the Crypt discussion because people are making up different things that it could.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, I always feel super lazy whenever we're world building and I'm painting because I'm literally just painting and chilling.
That's funny you say that because every time we're world building, I'm hand on. So yeah, I think that. Oh, screen. So the interesting thing here is that, and maybe it's regional or something like that, that we could actually have folks naming their own things that they think it's ghost whales to skeletal giants or whatever, you know. That it wouldn't be one thing necessarily, that it could be regional.
I like that. Georgie's light just.
Could be regional legends that are created from the same moaning creature. That's groovy. Ghosty says, I like the idea that one farmer was trying to secure his farm stuff during a massive storm, and in a flash of lightning, he sees some massive shape on the horizon, followed by the loud moaning, and he starts already takes out, talks about a giant leviathan in the sky. I definitely like the idea of everyone having their own ideas, making the sound, what's making the sound. Some believe one thing, others believe another thing. They may even argue about it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's funny. You're that first one you're talking about the Leviathan in the sky, and maybe I saw you look at me, Dawn. Maybe you're thinking the same thing, that this creature just happens to be, let's say it's south of you and it's mooning through the night, and then north of you this storm is crossing and the lightning flashes on the storm, and you have a sky jelly coming down and like throwing mud up on its back or something. And just because you're hearing the moans, you think, oh, it's those things or something, right? And you're not even like calling it a sky jelly or whatever because it's obscured in the clouds or for whatever reason, right?
Well, I mean, it would be obscured by the clouds, plus the additive of it throwing the dirt up would skew its shape as
that's
well.
right. Because you just have that brief moment of a flash of light to make a distinction on what you think you're seeing.
Yeah, so you'd have this, everything is all kerfuffled as it happens, so. I do. It's a fun word. I don't know who wouldn't love that word.
I love that you say it.
Sure. My hair's bouncy tonight.
The funny thing is, just to give everybody like a overview of how I see these legends. Certainly on the plane, there are people who really believe these things, and then there are people who enjoy telling the stories, propagating the idea, but at the core of it, they also think that's not real. You know, not really. There's an explanation for that. Because they live on the plane, they're fairly comfortable with the environment as they learn to live there. But the importance of the legends and stuff that I see is people leaving either one of the 6 cities or even the traveling villages or something like that, entering the plane, people coming onto the plane from the east or the west who hear these crazy stories. They know there's real danger out there anyway, but they hear these crazy legends and stuff like that, and I think they would be very influenced by that, so that relatively normal nature things that they hear or see in the distance would take on completely different and frightening meaning to someone who's so out of their element.
Yeah.
Ghosty says, I just sent this video in Discord from a Viking show, and this kid sees a massive Leviathan in the sea. I envision a situation kind of similar, that while a storm, someone sees the shape of a massive being, assumes it's the creator of the sound. Yeah. Got bugs digging the lights in here. It's on the on the screen.
I'm just making sure it's on the screen, because if it's not on the screen, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't do bugs. We know this. I don't do bugs.
Geeky now. Thank you, Ghosty. I won't play it at the moment. Is that actually from the show? That looks like it's from Vikings, maybe? I mean, that looks like oh, I can't think of his name. The main guy for the first couple of seasons, in any case. Get real loud. What you're doing. Oh, you've already added red.
That is actually orange. That's the beauty of orange. Orange and yellows typically make the better
Reds.
Started thinking about what I was doing again and not what I was trying to say.
I'm looking at the picture of the video now.
Walk away, Tyler.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I want to click it so bad.
No clicky.
So yeah, I think that is a great idea. and that each writer can maybe use that in a little bit different way when it's appropriate to.
Yeah.
Because, they're in a different place on the plane or whatever.
All right.
Percy says, actually, it's orange. Thank you very much. Okay. Consider me browbeaten. And I had an idea for something I wanted to bring up earlier too. Middle of something else, I got distracted, and now
better script.
You had any thoughts?
I have.
Oh, go for it.
Well, I was thinking that I should paint this little piece of fabric blue because I have blue on the dragon, but I don't have blue anywhere on him.
So, you know what I meant.
You specifically said, have you had any thoughts? And I said yes. Oh, we're going to go teal. That's what we're going to do.
A color.
We're not going to do teal.
You just throw it?
No, I just dropped it. Okay, what? Oh, look. Marine teal.
Seems more blue-green than green-blue.
Anyway.
So I guess you haven't had any thoughts about Legends at the moment? Outside of the ones we already talked about. Oh, I remember what it was now.
What was it?
Well, so it's actually, I want to bring one of the Earth ones there almost intact. Because there's something about this one that just sort of seems to creep into our psyche. That is. I think we need to have. I mean, maybe it gets altered a little bit, how people visualize it. But frankly, the Chupacabra, I mean, for anybody that's looked at pictures, there's lots of different ideas about what that guy's supposed to look like depending on where you are in the world as well.
Yeah.
I gotta sneeze. Oh. Hey, I warned everybody.
Bless you.
Anger. Right? Hey, that's right. I thought spell check was gonna. No, it's just kind of crazy that this thing is in so many, like even on opposite sides of the world, people have this this chupacabra like creature, blood sucking kind of thing. Maybe on Kethar it's 6 legs or something. It's description, but I have meat cabra. Yeah, I can agree.
I like that. Let's give it 6 legs.
6 legs?
Yeah.
Ghosty says there's even a bunch of beliefs of what it is, whether it's a skinwalker or the rake. Super interesting. Yeah, and the rake one isn't, I mean, the rake's an internet created cryptid too, so that even adds to the mystification for me, because I think chupacabras, the first time I remember hearing about them was probably late 90s or thousands, maybe. Before I'd heard of the rake, for sure. Yeah, I think the similar creature where it was somewhere in Asia, Philippines, maybe, like a ghost creature. It may not be the Philippines, by the way. Don't me on that. I don't remember exactly where. One of those shows we were watching. pictures from South America. Be mangy coyotes.
I, of course, want to bring Bigfoot into it somehow, and I just don't know how to do it.
Well, that monster creature with no head was kind of this is how we get Bigfoot out here sort of thing. It's a little different, but it's very similar because it's all furry.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having like no neck and a big head, it's got neither of those things. Face is more like in its chest.
True.
Ghosty says a few farmers had some dog oxen killed, and now there's legends of some six-legged creature that hunts dog oxen to strand farmers. Ooh, that's cool because that sort of mixes in a little bit of gremlin in there.
Yeah. Where to go? Oh. Night, baby.
I don't think they heard you. Okay. Yeah, I like that. There could be a story in the start of this legend you described, because that is not the kind of creature you want to have just die on you.
No.
They're so important out on the plane that yeah, it's your happy little bulldozer. Sure. Hello, Gareth. Welcome back.
I just had a heart attack.
Kids are asleep. Hey, congratulations. So yeah, I mean, there could be a story in the start of that legend simply because of how important dog oxen are. And even if that isn't what actually happened, because it's a legend, right?
Right.
It could still be an interesting story. Wait. But yeah, so that's what I was thinking of earlier.
My favorites was always Mothman.
Mothman? I don't know if it's just because of what we know about Mothman or what, but the first thing I think is that he's not, like, if he's on the plane, he might be something that people in the cities come up with, or that it's people completely off the plane, that's one of their things, small towns or suburbs.
I mean, that would make sense.
I'm too influenced by those things, I think, that we've already established legends here on Earth, you know?
Yeah. You know what would be fun though? They're the ones that keep the law. The ones that keep everyone in following the rules in Lady in the Water. The grassy, crazy monkeys.
Like,
they're like three monkeys.
Yeah, they're like imps, right? Back of their heads.
Yeah,
or something.
They were so evil or not evil, but they were so scary that there's only ever been three of them, and the fear of them coming to started with a T. Like the fear of them coming to get you kept everything in line. Oogala.
Oh, that is close.
It's close though. Anyway, something along those lines of
Ghosty suggests to look up Steelgeth. That's what I envision every time you bring up the headless cryptid. I've got it on screen, Dawn. So this one is great. It doesn't really remind me of that, but this one specifically does look very similar to that. You know what? I'll just to share everybody. Yeah. Marvin. Red guy. Twitch chat. I imagine. After I described it out loud, it's not what I mean, it's not even that color, right? But as I was describing it, I'm like, oh yeah, it is similar to that. So yeah, there's a hand drawing, one of those Belgath. Gilgath. There's a hand drawing. It's got a big mouth and stuff. Yeah, that missing eyes, but other than that, that is fairly similar. Got some other ones that are pretty cool. That's on. That's pretty.
Oh, I like that one a lot.
Not some run into in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Bunch of other creatures pop up there too. Ghosty says it's from Navajo culture. It's a pretty interesting monster. Oh, really? That's neat. Love it. Art on it. Plus the other things that seem to come up with the same search around it. Cool. Yeah, that's one thing I was thinking about today was that, and I'm trying to stay away. I mean, I've got Mothman written down to see if we have some similar stuff we can develop around that idea. Of course, I like the idea on the Mothman being pops up just before something terrible happens.
Yeah.
Which is another reason I like it being close to areas. Remember if I had another one already. Seriously, you haven't thought about this at all, Dawn? The legends and stuff?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, what keeps popping into my head is the things from Lady in the Water.
Oh,
the law keepers, the rule keepers.
Yeah. I don't want to steal directly from the story.
No, but I'm saying like that's what like I'm trying to manipulate them in a. I just looked up behind you and I saw the.
Oh, the lady with the chest, the face in her chest. Yeah, that's funny. She is one of those, I guess, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
So
we can talk about myths too. Like, obviously we're talking about myths, but I mean non-cryptid. Oh, what? Do you have any ideas for weather-related myths? Like one that we have that we talk about all the time.
And when the cows lay down.
Or when the cows lay down, right? When the cows lay down, you know, if you have half of the cows lay down, then there's a 50% chance of rain. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that before. It's myth. But that kind of thing, maybe. Ghosty says, here's something I didn't even think about. There's got to be disease out in the plain that affect animals, like alopecia, which could spike more myths, seeing really messed up animals. Well, yeah, like the chupacabra thing, right?
Yeah.
That several pictures have popped up of, oh, this is a chupacabra, and it's a poor dead coyote that had a mange and lost all of its hair.
Yeah.
Um, mange is a big one for creating these things. Like Jake likes to talk about the bears that get mange, and people see a Bigfoot standing up on his hind legs and have as much hair, and
Yeah.
so it doesn't necessarily not necessarily recognized immediately as a bear. Now my mind is going like, what is a dog ox? Hair on it. um yeah, so weather related things or battle related things. Talk about things like we did the radar thing. They're not right, but people they're safe if they have one berry with them. Truth is, they have a lot of money hanging around their necks, but
Ooh.
go stick at us. Christy says, imagine how freaky a hairless tunnel cat, something sores and with sores and calluses crawling out of the ground. No kidding. See, that would I'm gonna, there we go. Yeah, I can see that being part of that would look demonic.
Yeah.
So at least for the moment, I'm gonna put it under the demons and phantoms thing here. That's awesome. That would mess some people up, mentally and potentially physically if they're not prepared, right? Yeah, I agree.
So, want to hand me a piece of lava?
Yeah.
Because I'm done with him already. I'm done with him.
For which I
Nope. Working on that. Said I will start working on that because I'm done.
oh
So
that looks great.
sit back there.
Do we have the base up here?
No, the base is currently printing.
Gotcha.
Otherwise,
you
I would
said that.
Yeah, I did. That's where I was. What I was going to work, finish the dwarf, and then do the base. Done. He's tiny.
Well, that's cool. That's not too bad a timing either, Dawn. I don't know if you noticed that or not. It's almost 9.
No, I didn't.
Flown by.
Yeah, that really has. Because I figured we're really in the beginnings, but we're not.
Mm-mm.
That's good.
So
I need to readjust my camera.
oh, I know what I was. I have to see how much I get done over the next couple of days, but may actually skip some crowd forging nights so that I can work on getting stuff caught up for what we've already crowd forged.
Yeah.
And that's not to say other people can't add things to Discord and stuff like that in the meantime. I'm about to feel like I'm up against it.
Can you make sure that the camera is focused well after you read Ghosties?
Yes. Ghosty says, how about this? I remember there was a town that had a strange mist overtake the town. People all over the town claim to have seen dead walking in the mist. Sounds like The Fog. The movie The Fog. So maybe bring in something like that. People believe that, let's say, an acid storm will resurrect the dead. Ooh. Just one of those urban legend myths. I really like that.
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me get.
And I did double check. Ghosty is right. We do have these listed in resin currently. So these are available. These lava flows are available for sale right now, just in resin. Hopefully we'll have them up soon in filament, which means you can save money. Getting notes.
I am getting notes.
As you were quiet.
Oh, sorry. Shambright says, in Germany, there's a superstition that if you don't make eye contact while toasting drinks with someone, won't get any adult fun time for the next year. So maybe some sort of similar superstition around drinking. Drinking superstitions. I dig it.
Oh, I like that, Gareth. I'll let you finish that and I'll read it out. Wouldn't you be?
Why wouldn't I be? Why would I show everybody what I'm working on? Why would I do that?
So Gareth said, oh, like if the acid rain hits during the night of no moons, that's when the dead will rise. I like that a lot.
Yeah, add some astrology into it. Yeah.
And like always, whenever I'm doing terrain pieces, I'm using my big giant cheap paints. Black.
He says, how about if you get scratched by a night swarmer, you are believed to be cursed and thus you'll be shunned. Oh, crap. Maybe people believe the ink that covers their skin is dark magic or something.
Like that one a lot.
That's harsh. Isolated people shunning each other.
Yeah, that's super not cool.
Wow.
Just throwing paintbrushes.
Trying to tie it into the lore, I know. Yeah. Those are, and they're fun because, you know, they're myths and legends that some readers may find out, hey, some of these things are real. That the black you said?
No, I decided I wanted to do browns on the rocks so that the black that I did on the lava stands out even more. So I've got a pretty dark brown going, but I've got a lighter brown mixed in. I do want to put some gray tones in there too, though.
I get trapped in my own thoughts. Some of these ideas are so good. I'm like, oh, that'd be creepy.
Could get a little flyer bug in here somehow.
Yeah.
One of those little tiny ones.
In your paint?
No, he's just...
I'm just messing with
Oh, you're such an ass. Take everything so seriously.
I mean, I say everything seriously. I take very little seriously.
I take everything so seriously.
Oh. But yeah, and also what I like about these subjects is, as I was saying earlier, you know, the people that would really affect are people who don't necessarily live out there all the time. They're relatively new to the plane, because you know they're going to be the type of people, I don't believe that crap, that's garbage, it's just stories, and then they get out there and they're going to be the biggest fraidy cats.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
The night swarmer thing, that's fun. That's the kind of legend that comes from someone's misfortune, really, right? That, oh, they got scratched by that night swarmer and they survived, but the thing is after that their husband died, and the crops all got a disease, you know, that basically there was just like one misfortune after another that everybody says, oh, you know when this started? When that night swarmer scratched them.
Someone didn't throw cake at me when on our wedding day. So my husband died, you know. Oh my God, your husband died on your wedding day? No, 3 years later in a tractor accident. But it was because someone didn't throw cake at me on my wedding day.
Yeah. Was that from something?
Ghosts.
Okay.
Mary.
Ghosty says, imagine it like a zombie bite. You and your nomad tribe are defending off a horde of swarmers, and after dawn you find one of your buddies was scratched and the whole tribe banishes him. Yeah. One terrible note after this one. This is going to be very sad person involved in this. Uh-huh. Probably throw in some of those ones too, like sports superstition. Like they're wearing the same underwear or the same socks or whatever all season long. Can't shave, that sort of stuff, right?
Oh, I like you can't let's say that farmers, when it's getting they've planted the agdal and they're waiting for it to make the berries.
Oh.
Or even sprout. Mm-hmm. They won't shave. Literally, don't shave until you see the sprouts or until you see the first buds of berries. One of those, something like that, you know?
Still sprouting.
Different areas may do it, differently of like the west side of the plain, they won't shave until they see the first berry. The east side of the plain, they wait until, they see the sprouts coming up from the ground, then they're okay. Kind of change it up by things. I do believe Miss Shinebright has just shared a photo in Discord, and I would love to see it now. I also don't think he was listening.
Yeah, you have to give me a sec. Different methods.
I'm messing with you, my baby.
Myth, but furry is a good harvest.
I can't tell what channel it was in. I just saw the pop up across my screen.
Oh. Oh. Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, those look awesome. Oh, and just so you guys know, they're like freaking big. They are tiny.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they are tiny, tiny. I love that shield. Like, I'm having trouble looking at anything else because I love that shield.
I like his stance. I like the bows too. I said I like his stance.
Yeah.
I like the bows. Like this guy over here. Left. Pretty bad air.
Those look great.
Well done. Oomp. Love it. Christy says, I've heard some cowboys believe that putting your hat on your bed is bad luck. Maybe something like that. Oh, there you go. Because they're probably gonna have hats to protect themselves. Sure, we're gonna have lots of stuff for fun. Also, if you call your horse something other than its name, it's bad luck.
Yes.
So maybe if you call your dog Oxen the wrong name, you will have bad luck. That's great. I love the idea of putting some Old West stuff in.
Well, and I was actually just thinking about the whole, there's blood on the moon, or blood moons and blue moons, playing around with those kind of things too.
Yeah.
What is it? I forget the sailing one. It's red on the dawn. No. I'm not even gonna try, but there's something there that I can't get.
Shinebright says they're so teeny. It took me a week to do all 6.
Yeah. That's why I was like, you guys need to understand how freaking tiny those things are. When I was cleaning supports off of them. I can't tell you how many. I'm like picking it up and looking. Nope, that's an arm. Leave that. Okay.
Yeah, we have go nuts. And those kinds of things. So the stuff like, oh, there's a Bigfoot creature in the cops over there. I don't think the farmers are going to be like, whatever, get your work.
Yeah.
But this kind of stuff, I do see like the farmers will be, why'd you hang your hat there? What? Not ruin us. Get your hat over there.
What color is the Agdal plant?
Which part of it?
The berry, sorry.
The berries? Like a purpley, plummy color.
Yeah.
Purple, of course.
So, how about one of the moons sometimes is purple, and when it's a purple moon during the harvest season, those berries are going to be the best berries you've ever picked in your entire life.
Oh, I like that.
I'm worried I'm going to hit my dwarf. Gotta move. I like painting terrain. I would say what it is, but then we're going to get a whole lot of duck noises.
You would say what is?
I would say I love painting terrain, but it's because it's super relaxing and calming. Please don't scare the shit out of me. Usually when bad things
there you go.
It still fucking got me.
It got me too. I did the lockup thing. But it will be an
Oh my god.
Good window on.
Or also, if there's a purple moon during planting season, it's going to be the most berries ever produced on your, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, what? Shit.
Just pile on.
That one got me.
If it's a purple moon and you're planting, then those Agdal plants are going to produce more berries than normal.
I mean, that can be a myth.
Like an extra berry or two. Oh, yeah. No. This is all myth. It's all superstitious stuff. See, I knew I couldn't say it was relaxing. I knew shit was going to go wrong.
So that and because we have a range of 6 to 8 berries per plant, if they believe they have more 8-berry plants that year, and that's why they're going to believe that, right?
Right, exactly. Because there's a range of berries, and maybe that year, there was also the soil conditions were really, really great, and this and that. There's a whole bunch of things. Maybe they got 9 berries on one plant.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with anything other than that one plant just happened to do that. But there was a purple moon.
Shine Bright says, red sky at night, sailors delight.
Thank you.
Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning.
That's what it is. Thank you. So I wanted to play with that too.
Ghosty says, on a blood moon, it's believed that the dire wolves will all arise and go on a savage hunt, all together forming a type of dire wolf army. Yeah, that's good. That adds to that dire wolf. The big groups. I dig it. Bright says, "Ooh, purple moon." Yeah, I thought that was cool too.
I mean, why not, right?
Ghosty brought it on yourself.
I know.
Gare says, and if a red moon is with the purple moon, the berries are sour, and a blue moon with the purple moon makes it sweeter. Interesting.
That's fun too.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the moons because there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
Kind of big in the sky that's going to be a influence here with this sort of stuff.
And to be fair, Ghosty, I understand that I can't hand a bunch of 2-year-olds a slingshot and not expect to get, shot in the face constantly. I get it. Because he's 2. So I've lived with that my entire well, not my entire life, my entire marriage.
I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do.
Ghosty says,
and no, I'm not calling you guys 2-year-olds.
No, I thought I put the wrong name there for a second. Ghosty says, relaxation. We don't do that here.
No, we do not.
Garrett says, and there's a chance they could overlap, but there's no way of proving any of this. Yeah, dig it. Okay. Yeah, so we're getting so many. Dawn, we are at 27 pages of rough notes per document. So there is a bunch of stuff to go through and create.
Yes.
To actually develop, I mean. So just keep that in mind if I end up going, I got to keep working on this one night and we can't do crowd forging, then
that means we're making presents.
Yeah. Drop your ideas on Discord, or if you want to make your own notes and then bring them up next time that we do crowd forge, then that's perfectly fine too. I hope that wasn't loud. I just pop filter my knuckle. Oh wow.
What?
I haven't been paying enough attention. You jumped way ahead of where.
That's what I mean. Like that's why I love painting terrain. It's just done.
Garrus asking if we think his microphone is good for streaming or should try and upgrade after the move. Well, I will pay more attention tonight. I mean, I don't ever remember thinking he needs to fix that or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm literally racking my brain right now thinking about it, and I can't think of a single time I've actually had any issue hearing you. So,
Shine says, "Whoa, that lava flow looks good. Looks so good."
Lava's really, really fun to do.
But yeah, I'll listen closely tonight, Gareth. I don't know if you have a separate mic or are you using your camera mic. That could make it easy. If you're using your camera mic, I'd probably immediately suggest, without even hearing that you might enjoy getting a separate mic. But if you're using a separate mic, I mean, is anything yet? Oh, a separate mic does not include a laptop built-in mic. I've done that. What was I doing that for? Oh, interviews. When we're doing game releases, I've done interviews with that. But the little that MacBook Air, everybody was like, really? That's off of that? That mic was pretty good. Or is pretty good, rather. They thought I had a separate mic.
Yeah.
figured I'd ask because I'm budgeting for a new comp and I have a separate mic that seemed to make a world of difference. Are you buying a pre-built or are you building a computer?
You just opened a can of worms. I'm just saying.
I won't go down the rabbit hole too much.
Well, I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying that will derail the entire thing. But that is also something that you guys could get in Discord in the chat channel and jabber back and forth too.
Well, if he's not building it himself, then it's just an oh cool. I just built ours recently, like the one I'm using now, so I'm keyed up about it again. Every couple of years I get keyed up about it. Next time I'll probably be like, I'm gonna let somebody else build this thing this time. Having a buddy build one for me. I'm not as big on specs like I once was. Gotcha. Still though, I mean, save money, get a better machine. That's my opinion. You have it built or you build it yourself.
Yeah.
Ghosty says, also quickly jumping back to the Patreon thing. So did you mention y'all plan to hire artists? Yes, we'll use money from Patreon eventually, or at least part of it. If we can get it successful, we'll use money from that to pay artists. And the other thing would be writers too. If we have somebody write something that's part of a release or something for that month, then they would get proceeds from that month. Some of the proceeds from that month. Well, so it would help to pay for help.
Yes. Whereas I love to draw, there is definitely a limitation to what I can produce.
Well, I've said this before. It's more about a style thing where once we come up with the look, the aesthetic of it, that be somebody else easily. You did Jack the Ripper, and I love the way our Jack the Ripper card art look. So much fun. And Dawn dreads it. I was much more picky then. So she had a lot to deal with me going, could you move this over here? And she's like, it's a book. I'm writing a book.
I still always go back to the brick because I had it drawn out and he's like, could you angle it back a little bit more? I'm like, not without starting over. Okay, well, go ahead and do that. I'm like, really?
Okay. So, anyway, I'm a bad person.
No, it's not that. It's just
well, it wasn't it was all a learning process.
Yes.
So
very much so.
I probably didn't describe things early on as well as I should have.
No, and I mean, realistically, what we ended up doing was having him sketch out, this is what he sees in his head, and then I would draw from him.
Shit.
Sketch.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing about the Jack the Ripper art? When we were in pre-production, you know what I'm going to say,
I know what you're going to say, because,
So we would, well early in pre-production, we were even doing, like, last-minute testing and stuff like that, and then we were doing preview decks made up, especially when the preview decks, that one really drives me nuts, that folks were like, there was a lot of negativity, like it's too dark and stuff like that, which is definitely not on Dawn. That's on me. The idea is that you're trapped in this warehouse, and I want you to feel like you're pulling up a card because you're crawling on your belly through this warehouse in 1888 London, and you find a railroad spike sitting there or a red brick or something like that, right? So they were intentionally made to be dark. And
I mean, it is a murder game too.
Yeah. People complained about that to us at that time. As soon as things went into production, I've never heard anything but positive. Like, I love what you did with the mood of the artwork ever since then.
Yeah.
I don't know what the change was. Print quality was relatively close.
It was the weirdest thing. I still remember.
I was concerned about it. I'm like, did I make the wrong decision on how this should look?
I still remember, so many during pre-production, during testing, so many comments about, are you gonna, get somebody to do the artwork for real? I'm like, are you gonna, hire a real artist? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do that? And then we go into production and we're at a convention and people walk up and like, hey, so you did all the artwork for the game, right? And I'm like going,
here we go.
Yes, I did do all the artwork for the game. Cool. Could you sign this? Huh?
That's a little more fun.
Like, what the hell is happening right now?
Ghosty's got one that you're going to want to stab me over. The way I see it, if you're paying for the art, it should definitely be what you paid for.
No.
Oh, you're not going to stab me over it?
No.
Dawn hasn't actually been paid for it, and that's like a whole string of things that happen, but at least we own it now. So
no, I absolutely agree. But it was one, I'm not a professional artist, so what I could do at the time is less than what I can do now. I've learned so much. Like literally the first piece I did, I drew it with chalk on a piece of paper. So when he asked for me to change the angle slightly, I'm like, it's a fucking brick on the ground. I literally can't do anything with this unless I completely start over. And this is a finished piece. So I was fuming from the gills because I'm like, why does it matter if it's half an inch back from where it is now? It doesn't matter. And now I have to completely start over. The reality of the situation was I should have done a sketch and said, does this look good? I shouldn't have gone from start to finish, done the piece, and then asked him. So that's on me as well. And then, really quickly moved over to, basically we went out for our anniversary and we went to the boat and he won a shit ton of money. So he bought me a drawing tablet. So I immediately started doing everything digitally, which meant when he said, could you change the angle? I went, I can now. Yes. After I learned layers. So I had a lot of things that I had to learn. So it was a lot of frustration from both sides, but it was because we were both learning at the same time too.
Yeah. Ghosty asks, so with that, would you hire 3D modelers as well, or would you keep it exclusively to concept art? So as far as 3D modelers for the purpose of like miniatures and stuff, I'm not, my head isn't even there yet.
Yeah. I don't know that we,
as far as finished artwork goes though, we want to have finished production work, not just concept.
Yeah.
We can probably handle most of the concept art in-house and then figure out what that style and that flavor artwork is. Then we can get some production stuff done, and that's certainly what this is going to go for. So I can't say whether or not the Patreon would pay for miniature modelers. Maybe it does, or maybe the product and the physical product in the future can pay for that sort of stuff, maybe too. I don't know.
Yeah. That's way down the line. Now, that all being said, if the Patreon takes off, maybe, we are hiring people to help get more done quickly, get more better is basically what's trying to come out of my mouth. And that's not
good.
Maybe the Patreon takes off and we immediately have to start hiring people to help us with the writing and this and all of that kind of, pie in the sky. Exactly. And then
that would be wonderful.
Those conversations would happen a lot sooner of, okay, now what else?
Ghosty says, so, if you're not getting paid, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Well, I don't want to explain the entire business situation that was occurring at the time. Dawn was going to get paid, but the I mean, they're we own publishing rights now, but we didn't at the time sold publishing rights.
And regardless, you know, it's sort of like I'm painting this piece and we're going to put it up on Etsy for sale. I'm not being paid for painting this piece at the moment because it's for our company. So even though I didn't get paid to do the artwork on Jack the Ripper, it was still, it's our company. So it's what we do together. So yeah. The more we can do, the more we can save and produce and stuff like that. So
Gareth says you are a professional as far as mini painting, so don't dare sell yourself short.
No, and I'm not.
Nice to see you guys soon. We'll see you.
We'll see you real soon, Garrett.
We're at 9:29 in case you didn't realize. Dawn.
I didn't, and that being said, you know, I do want to point out that I have, for way longer than I should have, I've called myself not a professional artist. Not a professional painter, not this, not that. And I do classify myself as a professional painter now because I want to. I've painted things for money. I'm done. I'm a professional painter because that's what I want to be, is a professional artist. Don't come in my house. I will kill you.
It's not coming in.
I know, it's freaking me out though. It's like right there and I can't see it. They are beating on the thing.
It'll be fun.
Oh, I hate bugs. I hate bugs. But no, it's there's a lot more I would love to be able to do with art. And it just is a matter of I need time to practice more. And that's really all it boils down to. And I will get gooder. God, that bug is driving me crazy. Are we getting ready to raid?
Getting ready. Watching a commercial right now. Up there. Oh. All right. I gotta go head out for the night. Sorry I can't tune in, Gareth, but it's been a fun stream, y'all. Have a good one. We will see you soon, Ghosty.
Night, Ghosty.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for crowd forging.
So I'm gonna finish this piece, but basically you can see how I'm just kind of bringing the black in because that's the cooled lava. And then this piece will pretty much be done. I might make a few little more spots over on the rocks, but in general, that's what it's going to look like. So I mean, you guys saw how quickly that was done. So, all right, let's raid, baby.
Yep. So we will see you guys soon. Thanks for another great stream. And we'll update you on Discord for more news on the news.
Yes. I'm excited.
All right. See you guys soon. Here we go to go see Gareth. Bye.